Hey there. During this time, there are many people who have had to self-isolate in order to protect themselves against the coronavirus. Likewise, this pandemic has caused lots of countries to restrict their citizens' movements or even to go into lockdown. So it's likely that many people watching this video are forced to stay in their house for a number of weeks. This is a time of test, and that's a hard situation. But what can we do to make the best of it? How can we turn this negativity into an opportunity? That's the subject of this current video. I believe that we should view this as a retreat. Fate is our guru, our house is the ashram. And like any retreat, we need to plan. We need to have a schedule. It's really important to structure our time so that during the retreat we can become better people, but we can also make the world better as well. So make sure that you have a pen and paper to hand, your diary, your calendar, however you schedule your time at the moment, so that as we go along you can make some notes and start to get this retreat into the form that it's going to be. So first and foremost, your retreat needs a theme. And I believe that the theme should probably be kindness. This seems very much to be the most appropriate for the time and what our teacher is calling on us to practice. This kindness, of course, will start with yourself and it will spread to those around you and to the world in general. Keep this as your continual guiding light and it will allow you to improve everything you do. So, during this time, first and foremost, we need to work out what your service will be. Your karma yoga, as it were. Now, it may be that you work from home, so that's very simple. You just put that time in the diary, and during that time, you will work with great awareness, with skillfulness, and with a giving to the world. You're going to do your absolute best in your job in order to help the world. This will be your main training. If you don't have any employment and you do need to get things in order to stabilize your situation, then you need to allot that time to applying for benefits or making sure that you can have some kind of relief on your bills or whatever can be done to make sure that everything is okay. It could be that you're self-employed or that this time on your own is an opportunity to change what you do. If so, then it's really good to make that goal clear. It could be that it's time to just change your existing job or improve your existing job so that it works in the circumstances. Maybe you're going to do something remotely you used to do in person. It may be that you've got an innovative new idea. Really dare to dream with this, because there are examples in history of people who, when having to avoid illness, are able to really develop their talents. So, for example, Sir Isaac Newton, he developed his calculus when he was away avoiding the plague. Shakespeare wrote King Lear. It is an opportunity, if you've got that space, to do the things your heart has been calling, but life hasn't allowed you the opportunity to undertake. So, in that theme of kindness, look at what it is you're going to be doing for your main work, your service. This is a common theme in many different traditions as part of a retreat. And then you want to look at your recovery. When you're going to be sleeping, when you're going to be resting, what healthy exercise are you going to do to help bring a sense of calmness, a sense of focus? Are you going to do yoga in the mornings and the evenings? Are you going for a walk, a run? What is it you're going to be doing? Remember, it's a time for you to embody calmness. It's what the world needs to see. So maybe you should add in some things that bring calmness. Now, your environment is very important during this time, and you don't have time to set up. Your retreat has already begun. So schedule in some time to improve that environment. To bring tidiness to the house when you have tidiness inside, to declutter things you don't need anymore. Maybe it's time to do the garden. Maybe it's time to arrange things to reflect the qualities of tranquility, the qualities of clear vision that you would like to embody. Now, during this time, there may be other sources of enlightenment. In Tibetan traditions, sometimes you're given a training partner who's deliberately disruptive. In Zen traditions, often you're hurried or put in circumstances where you really need to focus under pressure. The Taoist traditions have even more surprising, outlandish challenges when they make the situation hard for you to just do the basics. So if there are people around you that need support, if there are people around you who are disruptive, if there are noises, if the circumstance is hard, this is all part of the training. Keep your focus throughout. During your time of work, during the time when you're exercising, make sure your mind remains on that unless called upon for some emergency, whether it be a practical or emotional one. Now, this retreat has a theme of joy. We're not aiming to cut off completely from the world as some retreats have. This is more like the Arbiter. It's a retreat where we're going to express kindness. So book in talking to others via electronic or safe means. In particular, focus on those who just live alone and might be isolated. Really do make sure that this is part of your training, so that when you start that video call, having taught Grandma to use the webcam or posted her the iPad, whatever you've done to make sure you can talk to that person as best you can, really make that an event for everyone. Really enjoy that. Shine forth that kindness, that warmth, that reassurance in that booked communication every day. It's part of your retreat, keeping up to date and keeping the morale of others up. Likewise, look at what other things you can celebrate. You are going to help bring a sense of thankfulness into life. So at any normal meal, make a little bit more of that without making more of it. Really enjoy that, really savour that. If there's others, really share that joy in that meal. Perhaps your retreat is also going to involve times of fasting. And this can be an act of kindness to cleanse your body, to help things clear, to keep the mind balanced. But it can also mean that there are more things for others to have. As always, keep everything in balance and not going too much to one or the other. Imagine how many seeds you can plant during this time. I'm talking about seeds that will germinate into beautiful things in your life. Booking aside time for your meditation practice every day, and time to talk to your teacher if you have one, or time to reach out to gain a teacher if you believe this would help you. What skills can you develop during this time? There are online courses, there are channels like this, there are different specialist areas, there are languages you can learn, musical instruments. Fill your time with those things that nourish you and will be an investment for when all of this has passed over. Embrace the retreat with as much joy as you can, and making sure that you are a light to others and that you transform everything into harmony, everything into goodness as much as is possible. My name's Martin Faulks, and I hope this video has been of use to anyone who's in isolation or in lockdown where they are. Until next time, let's let every word, thought and action count.